Alright everyone, so welcome back to another segment of our long list of tutorial guides here. This one is going to be specifically on MPC Fill, also known as MPC Autofill. So the main purpose of this site is essentially to grab already made card proxies made by others, a lot of the times meant to resemble very close to a Magic card. The nice thing about this site is all the cards on here are typically all set up for makeplayingcards.com, hence the name MPC Fill. You're meant to, fill an order out of cards to download and then be able to just print them directly on makeplayingcards.com. So this is going to be really helpful if you're not wanting to actually create your own proxies from scratch. This is purely for those who just want Magic the Gathering proxies quickly and to have them print ready. So I'm just going to be going in on how to use it. I'm just going to cover, the most basic guide. So this site is set up, there's a way you can set it up to directly be able to import everything into makeplayingcards.com. What I'm just going to show you is just how to view, download, and prepare cards for makeplayingcards.com. It's a little more of a manual process, but I promise it doesn't take very long to do. It's my preferred method for doing it, especially if you're just downloading cards here and there and you're not 100% on your exact file of cards that you want. So, without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. So all we have to do from the main site is just click Add Cards. We're going to do it by text. And the cool thing with this is all you have to do is just put in the name of the card you want. So, we'll grab a land. We'll grab we'll just put in some really popular. Jeez, I cannot spell. We'll put in some popular cards. I mean, realistically, too, the main thing people want to do is print cards that they don't have to buy multiple copies of. So, Shockland, Tutor, Counterspell, Dual Land, these are all typically expensive, very sought-after cards. We'll go ahead and just do that, hit submit. Now, if you spell anything incorrectly, there will be an error on whichever card you spelled incorrectly. All you have to do is just go back in, and you can either do it from scratch, or I think there's a way you can go back to the cards you were doing and edit it. But anyways, so for this one, it's going to display the very first card in each slot. If we want to view other ones, you can just click here or here. This will let you download the image directly. As you can see, it's it's basically the Expedition Godless Shrine, as close to the actual Magic card as it can really be. But if you want something else, you just click where it shows the number right down here. You can also go like this. I don't like doing this, though. I think it's a really bad way to look at cards, so I just click it. And then this way, you can just scroll through all of the different options. And trust me when I say there's a lot of options and some very beautiful cards. If I didn't make so many proxies myself, I would definitely grab some of these. Like this one, for example, is really, really cool. It'll even show the DPI, who made the proxy. And then if you want the card, all you have to do is click download image. It'll say it's queued. You just have to give it a little bit and it'll download the card. And then when it's done, you can look at it. Now, one thing I want to point out, you're going to notice these cards are all very squared and extended on the side. The reason for that is in makeplayingcards.com, you have to add this thing called a 1/8 inch margin. If you don't have that on your cards, Make Playing Cards will screw it up, so it adds an extended border. So that way with their cutting process, you don't cut into any bits of your cards. They all should be good, and they should all be ready for Make Playing Cards. So you shouldn't have to worry about them not having the margin, but you'll know it has a margin typically if they're squared out and extended past where they normally should be. And then as you can see, like, this has really crazy good resolution. They try to get the highest quality on a lot of these, so when you print them that they look really nice. This is a very cool Godless Shrine. Anyways, So then we can go ahead and look at Demonic Tutor. I mean, you're going to find everything. You're going to find your really cool, the Japanese Strixhaven. You're going to find ones that resemble, you know, promos. Again, a lot of them try to look like real cards. Sometimes you'll find different frames that people use. I mean, you can really just look through here to find the exact one you want. I'm sure someone has a really cool, like, custom frame style. I mean, there's really so many choices. So, yeah, sorry, I'm just a little enveloped in it. Oh, yeah, here we go. So, like, there's this style that this one person's been using on a lot of their cards, where they put it all to the bottom, and then the top part is all super full art. It looks really cool, in my opinion. Trickster for Scoot, they developed that little frame style. So, I mean, realistically, you can pick whatever you want. And same with Scrublands, you're going to have stuff that resemble close to the original, extended, full art. I mean, there's a ton of options. But yeah, all you're really wanting to do here is just pick and choose your cards you want. Yeah, we'll just do that, because that one's cool. You just download it. And then, eventually, you'll get to a point where you'll probably want to make a folder for these. Just a little folder on your desktop or something where you can store all your cards that you want to proxy. And then once you're done with this, all you have to do is go into Make Playing Cards and import them in. And I will have a separate video guide or a separate segment for that. That way, once you've had your cards, I can show you exactly how to use Make Playing Cards properly, just because there is some formatting involved. It's not too difficult, but it's just a helpful guide, in my opinion, on making sure everything's done right. And then, yeah, here's the Force of Will. Looks alright. Quality on it's not too bad. It'll probably look pretty good on the printing. It's a little. I imagine the original quality wasn't that good, but you can tell it's still upscaled because the text is very clear even when you zoom in. So yeah. That's pretty much it for MPC Fill. It's very, very simple when you do it with this method. I also like to recommend Scryfall when I'm looking up cards, in case there's like weird spelling. Like if I want a Gishath or something, I can just make sure I grab the actual spelling of the name, and then when I go back in, I'll just do that. And also, you have to put 1x, I forgot to mention that, just so it knows. If you don't do that, I think it will just error out. Maybe? Oh, okay, never mind. It doesn't. Cool. Well, I just learned something new. But the whole purpose of adding the like amount is if you're actually planning on having this download and queue everything for you, because you can also download all of them at once you've chosen your cards. And yeah, Gishath has some different options in here, a lot of different frames and stuff. But I think if you compile and just keep adding all your cards into here, then you can download all the images or the XML. I would just recommend doing the images, because then when you go into Make Playing Cards, you can just import them directly onto there. So yeah, other than that, the only other thing I wanted to cover with MPC Fill is just right down here. It's called the card back. And the whole purpose of that, if you click into here to look, it's just pre-made card backs, because with Make Playing Cards, you obviously have to choose a card back. And these options are great if you just want something simple, something that looks like Magic. If you want something that, you know, doesn't look like Magic, there's tons of options. There's the Proxy the Gathering, the little Pickle Rick, there's different mana symbols, or guild symbols, sorry. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different versions, some with some pretty cool art. So it works the same way. You click the one you want, and you download it, and then when you go into Make Playing Cards, when you get to the card back portion, you just drag and drop this into there, and you're pretty much done. But yeah, that's pretty much it for MPC Fill. Again, this is mainly just for those who want to download proxies and just have them ready to print. If you're not concerned with making your own, there's a ton of really good proxies on here and good options for staples. You know, if you want to print 10 Shocklands and 10 of each duel or fetch or whatever the case is, just because you have so many decks and, you know, no one wants to own 20 copies of Godless Shrine. Well, maybe some people do, but I mean, I kind of have the rule of, you know, if you own a single copy, I feel like it makes it pretty fine to have as many copies thrown across your decks, because essentially you could take them out and add them back in. Or maybe Magic is just too expensive of a hobby and you want like a cheaper alternative. Whatever your reason behind it, MPC Fill's got your back in that regard. It's what I actually initially used before I started making my own proxies just for fun. It definitely saves a lot of money, and it can help you make your janky decks, you know, stronger without having to spend a small fortune. So, hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial guide on it. Again, I know I'm just covering the basics, but I mean, realistically, it's enough for you to use this program thoroughly. And if you want to research on importing everything with this method, just, you know, feel free to do that on your own leisure. But other than that, I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you have questions, feel free to message me on our Discord, which I will have that in the description or even in the comments, and I'll try to get to them when I can. Alright.